Hello, my people. Phyllis here again. Remember, we are talking about parenting and the different stages of parenting. And therefore, you need to join our club here in our YouTube channel, Phyllis Shiko, so that you can be able to understand the stages of parenting. Parenting is not an easy task, it's a commitment, a lifetime commitment. So, stage one, I want to talk about image making of parenting. That is stage one of all of us who are parents out here. This is when you are 18, 19, 20, and you're just thinking, it's image making. You're just thinking on how I'll be a parent, and you're thinking what parenting is all about. You are just forming an idea of being a parent. It is where now you start now thinking, okay, I can get a sexual partner, then we will get, it's a sweet moment because it's not a reality, it's an ideology. It is your thoughts that you're putting in place to imagine on how a parent can be. Or when I'll be a parent, I'll be able to hold my baby this way. Or when I'll be a parent, oh my goodness, I'll be taking my kids to somewhere to play. When I'm a parent, I'll be playing with my kids, or I will teach, like what I used to say when I was there, I'll teach my children the whole Bible within, by the time they are 5, they know the whole Bible A to Z. The others who will say, okay, when I'm when I'll have my child, I'll want them to go to international schools. So all this, we are making an image of parenting. They are the thoughts that we are putting into parenting. It is the thought of, oh, I'll be beating, I'll be a very strict disciplinarian, I'll beat my children, I'll be a no-nonsense parent. I will be staying by the books, I'll be following the laws and everything. I'll be the person to give the guidelines in this family. So this is also, it's still an ideology. You remember, you are still not a parent. You are just thinking. You're just hoping that you will be this parent, and you have an idea of what parenting is all about. So when we are talking about idea making of a parent, is about you now starting to submerge yourself into a responsibility that is coming. The responsibility has not come, but the responsibility is going to come. So again, your image making of the type of mother or the type of father you're going to bring up the child with, it is an idea still that you have in your brain. This is how you think about it. You say, oh, I want my partner to be tall, dark, and handsome. I want my partner to be brown. I want my partner to have long hair so that my child can have long hair. Or I'll go and look for the beautiful Rendile women so that my children can have the milk, the soft hair and the way you want it. Then you have an idea, oh, I want a child who is from Malindi and I want them to speak very nice Swahili. These are all ideas that we are having, and this is a good thought, because when you're thinking about it, you are smiling, you are happy, you are enjoying the whole idea of it. You can spend hours and hours thinking on what kind of a parent you will be, how you'll hold that human being that God is going to bless you with, and how you're going to raise that parent. This is the idea you have. Oh, I look for, maybe you're sitting in a bed sitter. You're like, okay, because I'm going to be a parent, I'm going to move from a bed sitter to a 1 bedroom so that the kid, we can have a sitting room where we can rest and we can sleep in one room. Still, that is an idea. It's an ideology. It means you have not moved from the bed sitter, but your mind now is telling you you need to be in a 1 bedroom or a 2 bedroom house where you're saying, okay, I'll need my own room and my wife or my boyfriend, and I will need a room for the house help to look after the kid. So also the house help idea is also an ideology. It's just an idea clicking your mind, preparing you to be a parent to the child that is coming. So all these things, I'll be taking my child. If you are from different communities, you're like, okay, when my child is born, I'll have to take them to shave their hair in the village. My mother has to shave if you are from that culture. So this is how we do it. Again, these are ideas that you're having. Oh, in my culture, when the child is 18, they'll have to be circumcised this way. They'll have to go to the forest for circumcision. They'll have to stay in a nice house for circumcision. All these things are ideologies that we have on parenting. Oh, I want to take them to the best school that I am able to pay. Then I want to work hard. So if you're in 19 or 20, you start working towards that career so that by the time your child is coming, you have the financial capacity to hold. Oh, when I'm in labor, oh, I'll go to this hospital. I love this hospital for my maternity. This is where go and have this child. So all these thoughts, oh, I'll go and get a birth certificate from the government. These are how are the procedure going about. Then you start thinking, you're just in your thoughts. You're just inside your brain thinking on what parenting is all about and before the child comes. So that's why we call it's an image making ability. It's a God-given ability for us to think on what type of parent you're going to be. So you're not yet a parent yet, but you have an idea on who a parent is. Also, you start saying and also thinking, oh, my mother has been toxic to me or my father has been toxic to me. I'll not want my children to be raised the way I was raised. And that is what it's all about. So when we are talking about all these things, we need to focus and think about what are we saying? What are our ideas about parenting? So what are you absorbing yourself in? You'll find some people, when I was in campus, people used to read books on parenting, and we are just first years. You find somebody with a very long booklet. They're not even when we finished from the fourth year, they were still not parents, but they have the idea of what parenting is all about, and they have an idea on I don't want, the ability of saying, I don't want my children to be raised the way I was raised. Maybe you are raised in a very poor background and you don't want your child to be raised in such a poor background. Maybe you are raised in a very busy family where people are making a lot of money and they don't have time for each other. You just talk about money in the house all the time, or I'm busy and all this. So all these things we are talking about is you preparing your mind to have another human being depending on you 100%. That is what we talk about parenting in image making. Remember, this is an idea you have. You have not entered parenting. You are just thinking about it. You are image making. Also in campus life, you remember there are people who used to take their books and read about parenting. They're in their first year, but they are still keeping themselves busy understanding what parenting is all about. Remember, this is also where they are not yet in fourth year, but they have an idea of what parenting is all about, because it is something they're anticipating to be when they finish their fourth year in campus. And also they are working hard and studying so that they can get employment, so that they can be able to take care of the extra responsibility they are going to have. So that's why people are pushing for career, so that you can get an employment here and there, so that you can be able to be stable. Then you move up to a better job or business, so that you can be able to take care of the same child we are talking about. So parenting starts at an early age in our heads, even when you are young, when you're taking care of your siblings. If you are that type of person, when you are the one taking care of your sibling, even that parenting idea was planted in you when you were still young, when you were carrying your own brother, when you were feeding your own brother, when the brother was crying, you knew what to do. So it's a picture. It's a picture that is telling you that this is what you want to be as a parent. So when you're experiencing this, it is a natural process. It's a biological process. It's our human ability process taking you through what is ahead of you. You're preparing ahead of your life on who a parent is. So you are embracing that. You're feeling it. When your body is ready to be a parent, it will be. Yeah, it is also sometimes that when you are image making, nobody is image making to get pregnant at 14. Nobody is image making to be a father at 15. But sometimes these things happen and you become a parent. So it is an ideology and it's a good feeling. So don't feel down. Don't press your image making process. Don't say, what are these type of thoughts that are coming? I don't want these thoughts. No, they have to come. They have to appear in your brain. They have to be in your heart, because we are creating a room for another person in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, so that you can be able to embrace this person who is coming with love. Because we are saying children cannot be raised where there's no love. Children cannot be raised where two parents are fighting every other time. Kids need safe environment to thrive, and that is what we are looking at in parenting when we are image making, because it is not the prayer of a child to be brought in the world, then parents separate or parents divorce, and they are in their younger age. It is not even God-given that we are able to separate when the kids are small. We better separate when the kids are 18 and 19, but we have given them that warmth of family, of having both parents when they are young. This is a prayer for every other human being. Nobody wants to raise their children single-handedly. Yeah, things happen in life, but as a parent, you still have that picture. And I don't want to say that you have to embrace yourself being a single parent. It's not an easy task because you cannot be a father and a mother at the same time. And that is what I keep telling. Differentiate those things. You can never be both because there's something a mother brings, there's something a father brings to the child. So there's no way. I hear women speak and say, mimi ndio baba na mama ya watoto wangu. When a man stands, says, mimi ndio baba na mama, you cannot be a nurturer as a man. Men are not born to be nurturers by nature. And again, you cannot be a provider, a sole provider to this child because that is not your given ability. Putting rules, fathers are very good in shaping that child into the right direction when they're in their lives because they have a role model, especially if you're raising boys like the way I'm raising boys. They need their father more than me. Yes, I'll give them the ability and everything, but I look at their father as the role model to these young boys because they are the ones. It doesn't mean that I don't have the ability. I have the ability, but I'm looking at it in a different perspective of parenting these young boys to be men in future. So all of us, as we are talking about parenting, we need ourselves to understand that image making comes in our minds. We picture it, and then we come to implementation stage of implementing what we have learned, what we are thinking about. Thank you so much for listening to us as we continue with this series. Stay tuned. Like, share, and comment in all our social media platforms. Our YouTube channel is Phyllis Shiko. Look for it and subscribe so that we can be able to move forward together. Thank you so much. We love you. See you in our next episode.